At the moment, they're coming out of the assembly area to line up on the grid on a 2x2 basis like this, just to start again. Mick Robertson, 9th in the early race by the lottery, the ballot, whatever you call it, ends up on pole position. And with him on the front row, the driver who was 8th in the early race, 156 Pat Keeley, 52 and 156 the front row. The second row, 28 Chris Ayling, and 29 Mike Thurley, 28 and 29 row 2. The third row, 68 Eric Bolton, and 196 Dave York, 68 and 196 row 3. Row 4, 33 Daniel Smith and 5 Ray Harris, 33 and 5 row 4. Row 5, 91 Malcolm Blackman, who won the earlier race, and with him on that row is number 14 Philip Spinks, who was 10th in the earlier race. So 91 and 14 row 5. Row 6, number 21 Philip Young, and 637 Warren Farasmand, 21 and 637 row 6. The 7th row, 59 Nigel Beardsmore, and 267 John Price, 59 and 267 is row 7. Row 8, 175 John Stewart, and 4 Richard Smith, 175 and 4 row 8. The 9th row, 7 Simon Hutt, and 6 Ian Hales, 7 and 6 row 9. And the last car on the grid, number 18, is Danny Russell. That's how it should be. There may be a gap, but there's not so many gaps. I think some of the cars that retired from the early race are there. Well, the early race was a tremendous battle between Malcolm Blackman and Ray Harris. Cars setting off now behind the pace car. It was intended to be a rolling start, a 2x2 rolling start, but it hasn't said on the screen it's a safety car start, so maybe it will be a 2x2.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether they've put the pace car out there just to quite literally pace the green flag laps for them.
Well, they'd have to have a pace car for this race anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true, that's true. These things don't have headlights, which is going to be an interesting thing to consider.
No, they do have red tail lights, but they don't have headlights, as you say.
I'm just going to see how they get on as they go around Beckett's now. It's that massive amount of standing water on the inside of the circuit. A lot of them seem to be able to see it. These cars as well, very small wheels. You know, they've got short wheelbases, these things, but they have very small wheels themselves, so potential to spin them up even more, I'd imagine. Not all of them using rain lights either. There's only about half the field using rain lights.
That might get them into trouble.
Yeah, either that or I think there's some at the front. The further they get away, the brighter they get actually. So I think it's just down to the angle of where I am, but you'd expect them to be visible from all sorts of angles. But yeah, I mean, just the visibility down there shows how difficult these conditions are really.
And it's a 10-minute race, incidentally. It's been reduced by 5, so it's 10 minutes.
I think we'd rather have that than no race, which is
indeed, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you said before, these were fantastic earlier. The amazing battle that we had for second and third place between Ray Harris and Daniel Smith was awesome fun to watch, and I hope we get more of that.
They're going round for another safety car lap.
Okay.
To give everybody a chance to acclimatise themselves to the conditions. 1 or 2 are opting out, I think, heading down the pit lane. Check them off as best I can.
Can't blame them either, really. It's very, very difficult out there, and you know, some drivers, at the end of the day, this is club racing. They don't want to risk sort of ruining the car or any sort of injury or anything that could happen if there is an accident. So a lot of them do opt out and just think, no, I'm not going to risk it here. You know, everyone sees all the signs. Motorsport is dangerous, you know, and without sounding too negative, you know, the drivers have their own options whether they race or not. So fair play to them if they choose not to continue.
I'm afraid because some of these cars have these rather sexy long sort of sloping numbers, difficult to read them through the murk, and so I can't tell you. One of them I think is Nigel Beardsmore, who's come down the pit lane. There were 2 others, but the numbers were almost impossible to decipher.
Was one of them silver or like silvery grey?
Might have been. Yeah.
I think that might have been Nigel Beardsmore if it was the
that's 159. Yeah, I said that one. Yeah. But the other 2 we'll see coming up on the screen, no doubt.
Yeah, I'll try and quickly catch which ones we've got. So we've got 52 and 156 on the front row, 28 and 29 has gone in. So that is Thurley. So 68 is next up, then 196 is still there, I think. No, I think 196 is one of the cars that's gone in. Dave York, that would have been. So that's another one that's missing by the look of it.
There may be some that never came out in the first place, though.
Yeah, that's very true, yeah. I think there are a number of them that aren't there, though, based on how big the grid is on my iPad compared to how many I just saw go past. Either way, we'll speculate, we'll find out one way or another.
Well, I think there's 10 to a dozen, aren't there?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's still a decent number. I'd say potentially 6 at most have dropped out.
And we're going for a start this time because the lights are out on the safety car. So that's pulling into the pit lane. And it's going to be a 2x2 start, this. Not a safety car start. So it's not a safety car that's coming into the pit lane, it's a pace car, it's the same vehicle. Right, there's another car heading down the pit lane, incidentally, but we are going to have a start with 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think, involved. And they're in balls of spray down at Copse Corner at the moment, Chaz, so they'll arrive in your lap shortly. You can tell us who they are.
I will indeed, or I'll at least try my best.
And another one comes into the pits.
So we had the 52 Scirocco, sorry, not Scirocco, oh heck.
Corrado.
Corrado,
yes.
Leading the way. Hard onto the brakes. It's then Ray Harris in second place in car number 5, and right behind him is the number 91 of Malcolm Blackwell, just as they were in the first race.
You can't keep good men down.
You cannot at all.
Wet or dry. No.
I've just noticed, by the way, car 14, that Vauxhall Tigra, the black machine being driven by Philip Spinks, has got the windscreen wiper motor, the actual swinging arm mounted at the top of the windscreen.
Oh yes, that used to go a long way back. That was normal.
I did not. I've never seen that before.
Ford Populars used to have that.
Is that why they were so...
That's another story.
Yeah.
Right, we've got the leader emerging from the Merc, coming out into Woodcote. And it is 52 Mick Robertson, so he's worked his way through from pole position, wasn't he? So Mick Robertson leads. In the second place is Ray Harris. In third place is Malcolm Blackman. In fourth place is 175 from near the back, John Stewart. In fifth place is Chris Ailing, number 28. In sixth place is number 156, who is...
oh no, it's just changed over. Smith is now... Dan Smith has gone up into sixth place all of a sudden as they've crossed the line.
Pat Keeley actually hasn't come through. He's one of the ones who's pulled out.
Okay.
So the ones we've lost are 156, 68, 196, 59, 267, 4 and 18. Now we are left with 7.
Now Steward's going really well actually. Steward was at the back of the pack in the first race. He's still up there in fourth place, and like you say, he's gained a lot of positions since the start of this. This is what I love about wet weather racing though. You get a real mixed bag of talent. Some of the drivers just have a completely different ability when it's wet. We have a white Mercedes SLK way off the road, and I believe that's the number 4 of Richard Smith.
Well, he hasn't come through the first time. Side by side for the lead. This is amazing stuff. So we've got another wet race where the racing is exceptionally close. So through they go with 52 Mick Robertson in the lead still, but being challenged ever so strongly by number 5, Ray Harris, for the lead. They crossed the line a quarter of a second apart. In third place is 175 John Stewart from way back, and then Malcolm Blackman, number 91, is fourth, and fifth is Chris Ailing.
The Scirocco still leads the way, but only just from Harris, who's trying to look to the right-hand side. The spray that's bouncing off the front of that Ginetta looks so beautiful as it comes through, but it's not doing anything for his visibility as Robertson holds on to that lead in the Corrado. Stewart now up into third place, ahead of race 1 winner Blackman.
Yeah, he's dropped down. So we are down to 6 cars now. In last place is number 33, Daniel Smith.
And it is the number 4 Mercedes.
Okay.
The other Smith, Richard Smith, that is out of the race, unfortunately. I think he did go off at the very start.
Yeah, before the race started, actually, on the outlap. So the two leaders emerge from Mick Robertson, really relishing the prospect. It's rather like the previous race where you've got somebody who perhaps isn't always up at the front, but he's up at the front now and he's determined to hang on to that, having started on pole position, but he loses grip through Woodcote, loses momentum because he has to back out of it. So he's got going again now, but meantime he's lost the lead. So into the lead has gone Ray Harris. So Ray Harris in the Ginetta now leads from Mick Robertson, number 52, and those two way clear the full length of the pit straight. Got another car heading down the pit lane. It's going to be the survival of the fittest. They're up with you, the two leaders.
They are indeed. I can only see Harris at the moment. He's bolted up in front. He's gone. I think maybe at the moment Robertson just struggling, getting used to the spray all in front of him, because it's the first time he's had to witness it this race. The Ginetta looking fantastic out of Beckett's as well, as planted as ever. And then, yeah, to be fair, Robertson, his revs are a lot lower than everybody else. I'm not sure if he's got an issue, you know. He is, yeah, he's coming to a halt. He's crawling to a stop down the back straight, and he's pulling off.
And into the pits has come Malcolm Blackman, incidentally, number 91, with his Tigra, the winner of the earlier race. So he's in the pits. Well, that leaves then Ray Harris way out in front, doesn't it?
It does indeed, yeah. The 28 car of Ayling is now going to go up to third place. Stewart, who would have started 15th on the grid, is actually going to be up in second place. I think Stewart finished last in the earlier race as well, out of those that finished. So an amazing performance this time round.
You're right, he did, yes.
It just shows you again the difference in wet weather. Some drivers just have so much more confidence and ability in it, don't they?
I think, to be fair, he's been helped by one or two quicker ones falling by the wayside, but no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and yes, 18, or was it 19 as it goes through, sorry. Almost lost it coming through there. That was John Stewart, actually, 175. Where did 18 and 19 come from? 175, John Stewart almost lost control on the water, almost aquaplaned off coming through Woodcote, but he's there in second place, 14 seconds behind the leader. But the water through Woodcote is becoming increasingly treacherous. 33 goes through, Daniel Smith, and he's moved up into fourth place. And we're down to 4, aren't we? We've got,
I think we are, yeah.
Just under 4 minutes to go.
There's clearly a bit of standing water on the straight here as they leave Beckett's as well, because I can hear them putting the power down, and all of a sudden there's just a spike in the revs as they spin up. I think, yeah. Oh wow, it's a very scary bit. It's just where the tarmac goes across the circuit. There's a part where there's no grass either side of the track, and where the tarmac goes straight across, the water's clearly flowing over it, and the cars are almost going 45 degrees sideways over it. It's very, very treacherous out there, even in a straight line.
Leader through, aquaplaning at times, but through goes Ray Harris, another lap. He's certainly pressing on. He doesn't actually have to press on quite the rate he is, but he's completed 5 laps. His best lap, a 1:19.061. Second place, 1:75, John Stewart. The gap first to second is 18.5 seconds. Chris Ayling should be third, number 28. But I think he's being caught by Dan Smith, actually, so we could have a battle for third place.
Harris comes through once again then, out of Beckett's. I'm just waiting for the spike of revs. Oh, he's learned it now. He's actually lifting off halfway down the straight to make sure there's no wheel spin. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the other drivers will follow suit as well. They'll notice that it's very, very dangerous in a straight line there.
4 left.
There is 4 left.
4 cars left, 2.25 minutes to go.
Oof, I was just waiting there, Stewart. I mean, even he with the lift off halfway down the straight, he put his foot back down again and instantly hit the limiter. It is actually still quite close for third, like you say. Car 28 of Ayling has got Smith chasing him down at the moment in that Mercedes SLK, a very interesting SLK, which looks like 2 versions of it, one older version at the back and a newer version at the front.
Ray Harris then, 6 laps completed, and John Stewart in second place through Woodcote now. And be very careful, as you say, it's got that wiper hinge from the top, and it goes through to second place, 6 laps completed, 22 seconds is the gap now. So the leader's not being caught, he's got the thing in his pocket.
He has indeed. And it's yeah, he knows it as well. He's even sort of smoothly applying the throttle out of Beckett's and just taking his time on the exit of here. He knows that he doesn't need to push too hard now. He doesn't need to risk anything to get this one in the bag. Stewart makes his way into Beckett's. He's going really well in that Mercedes SLK. Really good performance this is, to be fair. Very solid all the way through. He's one of the only drivers actually that's keeping his foot in down the straight. Waiting for it again. Oh no, I say that, he's lifted that time, and he lifted a lot.
I think, to be fair, they all are up to a point. It's just Ray Harris, every time he comes out of Luffield, the car's pointing towards the pit entrance road at that sort of angle, because the car's flicked sideways by the water it's passing through. Right, he goes over the line, and he's starting his last lap. So that must be a relief. I hope he's got the last lap ball. Anyway, he's gone through onto his last lap, Ray Harris, and
the gap for third's gone up.
Right.
Quite a bit as well, actually. Smith not having a good lap last time round. He was 4 seconds slower than Ayling, so it looks like Ayling might have a podium in the bag, but this is motorsport, you never know, do you?
No. Right, whoops, another flick sideways for 175 John Stewart as he goes through. Now 25 seconds behind the leader. And yes, the whole of Luffield Plus is the gap between third and fourth now. So
Harris has just left my sight now down the straight to come back to you. So already he's about to get this race finished. And like you say, I imagine that'll be quite the relief for him as Stewart gets to Beckett's now.
Chris Ayling has just done his personal best lap, so even if conditions are deteriorating, it's not slowing him down. He's just he's not the fastest lap of the race. That was a 1:19.061 by Ray Harris earlier on. But Chris Ayling has just done his personal best, 1:22.6. And the leader then comes out of Luffield and heads towards the checkered flag. So Ray Harris's perseverance has paid off. Much credit to him for making the effort of going out there and splashing round for us to watch him. And no doubt for some enjoyment for himself. On this lap, John Stewart has just done personal best first and second sectors. This is a sign that the track is less wet, or thus they're getting accustomed to the conditions. But anyway, whatever that may be, he's coming out of. He's come out of Luffield through Woodcote, crosses the line on a steady throttle, and is second there, 25.7 seconds behind, with his personal best lap on that last lap. Chris Ayling will win the class for the senior, the older driver, and no, he doesn't. It was John Stewart. Sorry, John Stewart wins that class, and Chris Ayling takes second.
So we have 2 from each at least, finishing that.
You're right, 2 from each. And fourth place goes to Daniel Smith. Crosses the line now.
Does Stewart know the race is over? I asked that genuinely because he's come pelting it round Beckett's at race pace and he's flat out down the straight.
Well, but I think certain drivers, I mean, on that last lap, Daniel Smith, who finished fourth, in brackets quietly last, did the absolute best middle sector of anybody in the race. So I wonder whether that is a sign that things are getting better. And he did his personal best lap on the last lap as well.
Did, yeah.
Well, there we are. It's happened, and it's happened without harm to anyone.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
I don't think Ray Harris, no, John Stewart, you're right, I don't think he is aware that the race is finished.
I was going to say, the way that he came in to Beckett's was full race pace, and the way he came out was definitely full race pace, because he must have seen ahead that Harris was slowing down and thought, oh, fancy me a bit of that, I could get a race win, because it was the first time in a while he had his foot pinned to the floor all the way down the straight and lit up the rears over the standing water.
We may need to have a stewards meeting about this.
Yeah, the irony of that. Yeah, the marshals down here now, double waved yellows, of course. They're moving some of the vehicles away. They're moving the number 4 car back, and Stewart has now slowed down.
Good. Well, a lot of credit to the guys who did quite understand why others decided not to carry on with it, but credit to those who did.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Still, again, shows you a tiny grid and just a few laps, and it can still be very entertaining.
Has to be the right sort of circuit, though. I'm not saying Silverstone National Circuit is unique for this, but
yeah,
it does cater for, with its wide straights, wide circuit.
The number 28 car has come back around as well, actually. That's Ayling as well. I think he didn't realise the race was over either.
Well, perhaps they were enjoying themselves so much they like racing in the rain.
Yeah, why not?
Well, we still have time. It's only 6 minutes past.
Right, hello everybody, welcome down to a very wet Parc Ferme. Now we were going to grab a word with Ray Harris, your race winner, but he's actually literally just driven straight through, so it doesn't look like we're going to get a chance to do that, I'm afraid. Very treacherous conditions indeed though, wasn't it? But it has been a good weekend for Ray. Just stay with us because we've got some of the cars coming through here. Just have a look at how wet it is. This is number 33, look, is this Dan Smith? Is he going to stay or is he going to go straight? Well, I think he's going to head off as well, but Dan Smith there going very well at the end, but treacherous indeed. It's unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, we're not going to get a chance to speak to the drivers. I think we're looking to get the next race up and running pretty quick due to the delay due to the rain, so that does round out the silhouettes for now. Congratulations to Ray Harris. I'm going to hand back and hopefully we can get the next race underway as soon as possible.